Hey everybody, welcome back to Jackson Jetsetting. If you're sailing on the Royal Caribbean soon, you've probably seen a program called The Key while browsing your cruise planner. It promises faster boarding, an exclusive lunch, Wi-Fi, and VIP perks, but it also comes with a price tag that makes a lot of cruisers wonder, is it actually worth it? Now, I've sailed with The Key several times over my 15 plus cruises on Royal Caribbean. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you get with The Key, what it costs, and who I think it makes sense for based on my Royal Caribbean sailings with The Key on Ovation of the Seas, Utopia of the Seas, and Independence of the Seas. So let's get started, but before we do, if you like cruise content, if you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. So what is The Key? Let's start with the basics here. The Key is Royal Caribbean's optional upgrade program that gives you a handful of premium perks designed to make your cruise smoother and a little bit more special. It's sold per person per day, and usually runs anywhere from $25 to $45 per day depending on your sailing. Every guest over age 6 in the same cabin has to buy it if one person does, which is important to note for families. I sail solo often, so it's a great deal for solo travelers since it's a per person cost. So what exactly do you get? Here is the rundown on all of that. Number 1 is priority boarding and luggage delivery. So priority boarding is one of the most valuable parts of The Key, especially if you're sailing from a busy port like Miami or Port Canaveral. You'll get access to a dedicated check-in line, usually allowing you to skip the main crowds around security and checking in for the cruise, and be among the first on the ship if you'd like to. I'll say that Royal Caribbean has sped up boarding and has really rapid boarding procedures. They are the best in the industry, in my opinion, and those boarding times seem to not be asked for right now, based on personal experience. So this may vary depending on the port that you are embarking from. But once on board, the Key team will also deliver your carry-on luggage for you directly to your stateroom. It's a small perk that makes a big difference if you don't want to drag your bags around until the cabins open up a few hours after embarkation. I use this often as I prefer to carry on my bags onto the ship. It gets my bags faster on embarkation day in the cabin, and it helps me keep delicate things like electronics just a little bit safer. For me, this is one of those vacation starts now moments that sets the tone right away. Number 2 is exclusive embarkation day lunch. So instead of battling the crowds at the Windjammer Cafe, you'll get a sit-down lunch in the main dining room with menu items from Chop's Grill, like a petite filet, a shrimp cocktail, or even one of my favorites, the mushroom soup. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of The Key. It's a calm, seated lunch. You're seated right away, and the food quality seems more like what you'd expect at a specialty dining restaurant than at a buffet lunch. So I've had these lunches go a bit long in the past, but it helps me kill the time before staterooms are ready in the early afternoon. Once inside your cabin, you'll receive a small fruit platter as well as a welcome amenity. It's not a game changer, but it's a nice little touch to start the cruise. If you value a relaxed embarkation day, I think this is the biggest value of The Key. So number 2 is internet access. The big inclusion is Voom Internet. You'll get one Voom Surf and Stream package per Key guest, which is Royal Caribbean's fastest internet package available. If you're already planning to buy the Wi-Fi, it makes sense to do the math here because it may only be a few dollars more to get The Key. Unfortunately, you can't combine this with any discounts that you might have from Royal Caribbean status or status from the casino. Beyond Wi-Fi, you'll also get priority seating for select shows in the main theater and some of the other entertainment venues on the larger ships. It's not front row, but it's usually a reserved section with pretty solid views, and it's nice not to have to line up 45 minutes before curtain time, though they do kind of tell you that maybe 15 minutes before the show, they're going to open up seating to everyone. You do still need a reservation for these shows, however, so if you're on one of the larger ships, like Oasis or Icon class, make those reservations before your cruise, and I have videos up on the channel that I'll link down below to help you do that. I wish that The Key would make this a bit more seamless. It seems like an easy win to solve a pain point here by just giving you an automatic reservation if you have The Key. Now, originally, The Key would have set times for exclusive experiences on board for things like the Flow Rider and the rock climbing walls. Now, The Key simply offers a fast pass access to some of these experiences. The big exclusion I've noticed over the last year has been the Flow Rider. So if you're interested in the Flow Rider, now they have sort of an upcharge option for private lessons or even a group lesson, so you can get some exclusive time that way. On my Ovation sailing, this benefit saved me hours in line for the bumper cars. If you're thinking you'd like to try the bumper cars on a Quantum class ship, The Key is a must-have in my opinion. It will absolutely save you hours. So there are also disembarkation perks with The Key. At the end of the cruise, you do have to leave the ship, unfortunately, and you will get priority disembarkation. You get an assigned time and a meeting spot where staff will help you off the ship, often bypassing the long lines off the gangway, and then you're kind of on your own for customs. For me, I usually self-assist at disembarkation, so this perk isn't really useful for me, but it's nice there, especially if you don't have Royal Caribbean status that already kind of gets you that. They also include a special a la carte breakfast in the main dining room on the last morning, again featuring some Chops Grill menu items like that high quality steak. It's much calmer than the Windjammer chaos. Gives you a relaxed way to wrap up your sailing, gives you one more chance to try that top-notch filet, and I do enjoy this to end my cruise the right way. It's just a nice little start the morning before my flight home. So who should buy the key? Who's it really for? I think there are 3 groups that benefit the most. Number 1 are first-time cruisers who want a smoother boarding experience and a little hand-holding along the way. Number 2 are couples or solo travelers who want an elevated experience without paying for a full suite. And number 3 are people who are already planning to buy the Wi-Fi, because if you do the math, the key often costs us a few dollars more per day. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for families with multiple kids, since every guest has to buy it and costs can add up pretty quickly. Suite guests, because most of these perks already come included with suite privileges. And loyalty cruisers with high Crown and Anchor status who already have priority boarding, internet, and disembarkation benefits. So some final thoughts. Is the key worth it? For me, yes, sometimes. On shorter cruises, I think it's a nice luxury that helps the ship feel extra special right from the start. And if it's a larger ship, I can get into shows and have all that extra time just to be able to skip the line and do everything that I need to do on a ship. But if you're on a sailing with a big group or already have a suite or loyalty perks, you can probably skip it. There are also just more activities available on those larger ships, and the entertainment options that require reservations are typically on Oasis class or larger. So just keep that in mind. If you've used the key before, let me know in the comments whether you thought this experience was worth it. I'd love to hear your experience. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more cruise tips and full ship tours. I have new videos every week right here on Jackson Jetsetting, and I will see you on board.